I always wanted to serve on a jury.
I'm really super excited to be here, so I really appreciate you having me. I'm looking forward to it.
Creating this whole trial daddy.
I want to give a big shout out to the 13th Jury Podcast and Brandy.
Yeah, I applaud you guys. Keep doing what you're doing.
That every time you run into Phil Barber, you should reach for it.
And then I just looked to the jury, and it's sort of like, look.
I was in the eye of the storm, and you guys were watching the storm.
Hey, if you're bored of work, come pop in and say, hey, we'll have some coffee.
You are a ray of sunshine, and I love what you've done with your YouTube channel.
Good afternoon, family. Good afternoon. Roxy, member for 5 whole months. Thanks for all your hard work on this case. Thank you, Roxy McFly, for being a member for 5 whole months. It kicked you out. Is it already kicking people out? Dang, it didn't take long. Didn't take long at all. I don't know why it does that. Yep, it just kicked a whole slew of people out. Like 30-something people. Oh, speaking of 30-something people, let's see how many more we have. We need 61 more subs to get to 18,000. Kind of cool. Kind of cool. That's exciting. We're almost there. So if you're not subscribed, subscribe, and then we can celebrate 18,000 together as one big family. Betsy, welcome to the family. Welcome to the jury box. Welcome, welcome. So glad to have you. Patty Pooh, member for 8 whole months. Welcome, welcome. I can't wait for this trial. It's going to be wild. Wild? Yes. Yes, it will. Yes, it will. And I am probably going to drink heavily. Just joking. It is going to get wild. Twitter's already getting wild. I am... you know, Twitter gonna Twitter. Lars, thank you for the super chat. Thank you so much. Thank you. I appreciate it. Thank you. I really do appreciate it. Those are very supportive and kind, and I appreciate it. Very generous. Patches, member for 11 whole months. Patches. There's a restaurant named Patches. It's like where a lot of the locals go. They have music. So if you're ever in Panama City Beach, Patches, that place would be your jam. That place will be your jam. Got your block and mute finger ready for X. Oh yeah. Yeah. Look, they already annoying me. You know, the thing is, the more earmuffs, because I'm about to say a cuss word, the more of an asshole you are to people when you're trying to silence them and when you're trying to convince everybody that somebody's guilty and refusing to look at anything that doesn't support that theory. The more of an a-hole you are in doing that, the more it just makes me fight back. Because I feel like it is wild how people, like, here's the thing. There are trials that I go into and I'm like there's no, like, we already know. Okay, look, Chad Dorman, when we do that one in July, okay, he hasn't been found guilty by a jury of his peers yet. He will. We already know he killed them babies. His wife watched him do it. His stepdaughter watched him do it. He pulled one of those sweet babies from his stepdaughter's arms and killed that baby. So yeah, I'm going into that one guilty. He guilty. I'm just ready for the conviction. There are going to be things like that. There's no doubt there. This is not that. This is not that. Like, I don't. The thing is, if it were one of those situations. Okay, think about it like this. If somebody were to say, on these internet streets, well, Chad Dorman is, innocent until proven guilty, and we don't know if he did it. Okay, cool. I get it. He is legally innocent unless proven guilty. You're absolutely right. That's the end of the discussion. Because that constitutionally, yes, that's right. I'm not worried about it because there ain't no chance in hell that he's walking. There's no chance that everything doesn't come, like, there's no question about him being guilty. So when somebody is saying, well, we don't know that, we need to wait. I'm like, okay, cool, we'll wait. Because when we wait, it's going to come out anyway. I'm not worried about it. But the fact that when you say we need to wait in this case, and we don't know in this case, and not everything has come out in this case, and there's reasonable doubt in this case, it's not like, okay, cool, yeah, we'll wait. I'll see you at the end of trial, and, we'll watch her get convicted. It's not like that in this one. This one's like, what? How dare you? How dare you say that she's innocent unless proven guilty? How dare you point out issues? How dare you? You should be ashamed of yourself. Okay. You know what would make me ashamed of myself? If I were the type of person who attacked people on Twitter who wanted to use their noggins and think critically and look at information and see what comes out. But what do I know? What do I know? Nothing. Nothing. Nada. I know a lot, but we'll just go with nothing. Nada. What is happening to my chat? Why is... Hello, MLS. I want to know, based off the evidence that we have seen thus far, what Brandy thinks about Karen's guilt or innocence. As far as actual guilt or innocence, I don't know. I don't think that there's been enough to prove. For me personally, everybody has different opinions. Lord help, everybody has personal, own personal opinions. For me personally, there is reasonable doubt, so there's no chance in hell that I feel like anybody should be able to be like, she's guilty, she's guilty, she's guilty, and you're stupid because you're not chasing after her with pitchforks in these Twitter streets. I don't get it. I don't get it. I don't get it. I think that the whole thing about how she, you know, did this on purpose in a jealous rage and knew what she did and all that. I mean, that evidence doesn't support that. You know, you ain't gonna kill somebody and then call them and, you know, cuss them out. But, you know, I popped on, Broken Baker sent me a link, what was it, yesterday, and I popped on his chat for a minute and was talking to him. The Cara Rantala trial, it was a perfect example. Remember how after Cara Rantala allegedly, well, I guess she's been convicted for it now, but whatever. Anyway, after the murder, strangulation, pouring the paint, all that stuff. Remember she was out and about running errands, went through Burger King and got macaroni and cheese. But during all of that time, she had called and left messages like, hey babe, you know, just out and about doing this and this and this. And it was like, it was alibi calls, is what they were calling them, you know, saying that she was doing that to leave her, you know, and it showed like on the map where she went out of her way to go all these different places or whatever. But anyway, the calls were like all lovey-dovey and, you know, normal stuff. If you're going to call somebody after you murder them, that would be the kind of call that you would normally make, not like, you know, I'm so mad at you. Like, you know, so to me, that directly goes against the evidence. Also, the fact that when she woke up and started, you know, looking for him, like went to go look for him, the very first place she went was Waterfall. If she knew that she had, you know, it killed him in a jealous rage and left him to die at Brian Albert's house, she wouldn't have gone to Waterfall looking for him. So that also goes against the evidence. So I think that obviously more will come out, but I think that there is reasonable doubt at this point, and if nothing else, that's enough to shut your trap instead of attacking everybody, you know, who doesn't want to go, like, skip the trial and just put her under the jail right now. But what do I know? I'm just some chick who YouTubes in my kitchen. That's what somebody told me. What do I know? Kenny Peterson, member for 1 whole month. Oh, and also, it's Brandy with an I. I'm going to let that one slide. Kenny Peterson, member for 1 whole month. Hi, Brandy. Keep up the great work. Found you through RA. Awesome channel. Thank you so much, Kenny. I am glad you are here. I'm glad you are here. Happy 1 month. You live here now. You live here now. Hello, fellow jurors and Brandy Chartwell. Chartwell! Chartwell. I do. I have. Can you see? Oh, you can't see it with this angle, can you? Hold on. Wait, how do I? Wait, hold on. I think I can. There it is. Oh. Anyway, there's my. You can see my Lego right there. There it is. Cool Lego in my kitchen. I love it. It started a trend too, for Easter baskets for my niece. I gave them some. Jody Allgood, member for 8 whole months. 8 whole months. Oh. I do live here now. Happy anniversary. Happy anniversary. Happy anniversary. This is a big thing. I pointed this out in the podcast episode too, because that police report that got changed, and when I say the police report got changed, they changed the police report. They didn't do a separate, what's it called? Not addendum. What's it called? What's it called? I can't remember. Anyway, they didn't do like a whole separate like add-on thing or whatever. Like they did, maybe it is addendum. I don't know. I'm not a lawyer or an attorney or I don't know what I am. But anyway, they took his number out of the original report. So let's say it's because he changed his number. Okay, then you say it's because he changed his number. You don't take it out of the report. That looks like, I mean, call me crazy. I've been called worse. But that don't seem like the right behaviors. I don't know. Intolerant member for 6 whole months. The corruption is overwhelming. Yeah. I hear that from so many. I said this in the earlier stream too. I hear that from so many locals, because when this trial is over, I've had a bunch of people that have asked me if I can look into Sandra Birchmore, and they've sent me a few other things in the area, kind of involving corruption and that type thing, asking me if I can kind of supplement. Yes, y'all are so smart. Asking me if I can look into those things. And so I've heard about it. So then, then when you see people that are like saying how crazy that is, and normally I'm like, yeah, like conspiracies are, I've said it before, I am not a conspiracy gal. And my whole thing is, though, it's all of the people that, when you have like that list, like Coffin Daffer did that list of like, you have to have all these people that are in on this. Not really. That's not what it, like, not really. It's only a few of their family. So if that's what happened, it's not what, it's not as crazy. And this isn't the first time in Boston area that's happened. And it's been pretty high profile that it has happened before in that area before. So I don't know. Christine Range 20. Oh, so glad you're covering all the Karen Reed hearings. And thank you, Chart Lady. Thank you. Thank you so much for Super Chat. Thank you. Y'all are very generous. I appreciate it. Thank you. Oh God, Tayo Toys. Hi Phil. I have to be careful what I say now. He always gets me in like the weirdest clips. Mildred, thank you so much. So I so live here now that I start work at least an hour or two, so I can have the TV on for the live stream. Could have been an amendment. Yes. Thank you so much for Super Chat. Thank you. I appreciate it. Yeah, not a conspiracy girl either. I'm not, like, I'm normally not, and here's my thing. I'm not even saying 100% that that's exactly what this is, and this is, it's whatever. I am staying very open to everything, and I've said that all along. I am staying very open to everything. But there are a lot of things that don't make sense, and I'm not going to just pretend like they do, because it goes against somebody's theory that's already decided on, that they want her to be guilty. So, whatever. Whatever. They're, oh, yeah. They're upset because you researched all the facts and theirs don't fit. But that's what I don't understand. Okay, even if you're one of the ones that's made up your mind that she's guilty before the trial and before everything comes out. Not even, like, I understand, like, leaning one way or the other. That's human nature. But even if you're one of the ones that has decided, like, you know everything that's going to come out, and you know, I don't understand. Okay, we'll stick with the Chad Dorman example. When we watched that hearing where they're trying to get his confessions thrown out, bro, he's guilty. He's guilty. He's 100% guilty. But when they were trying to have his confessions thrown out because his Miranda rights weren't read, what did I say? I was like, yeah, they didn't read his rights, like the way that, like, they left out certain parts or whatever. So yeah, throw it out. I would think that that's how you would want things to go. If you feel like somebody's, whether or not you feel like somebody's guilty or innocent, if something's not right, I would hope that you would be like, it's not right. So yeah, let's do the right thing by the Constitution. Let's do the, let's like, I said, I even think I think it's a good thing that Chad Dorman's, confession was thrown out, because protocol wasn't followed the way it should have been. I could give two craps about him as a person, but yeah, that goes against, his constitutional rights. He's guilty as sin anyway. The evidence is going to show that. So why not have a fair trial? And, I don't know. I guess, what do I know? What do I know? Shells. I accidentally sat next to Carl Dougal at the first hearing. He yelled at me. I did give it right back to him. Lord of mercy. People be yelling. They just be yelling. So angry. He pled not guilty by reason of insanity, which I knew was going to happen as soon as they got the confession thrown out. Because once they got the confession where he said that he was had been planning it for months, they're going with the insanity defense, because now the jury's not going to know that he had been planning it for months. So now he's going to use the whole thing about, his he doesn't have legal responsibility for his actions because of his mental state at the time. So, whatever. Brandy is the friend you don't know you need. Oh, 80s. They come for you on X, yeah. You know, people come for me a lot, and I think a lot of people I got real loud. I think I don't fight dirty like a lot of people, so I think I'm an easy target for some people. Dorman is set for July. He is set for July. You're reflective of anyone who could be on that jury. The things you notice will be noticed by the jury too. Yeah.
You are unmuted.
Shh. Too loud. I'll say this though, it's been a good thing the way that people have behaved, because seeing that it kind of has also opened my eyes a little bit about you want to make sure that you're not doing the things that you see other people doing when the things that they're doing kind of gross you out. It's like that.
All right, Jim, I need just a minute with the computer, please. Okay, thank you.
Back on the record on the Karen Reed matter.
Okay, so good afternoon, counsel. Good afternoon, Ms. Gilman. I appreciate you being here. Before we see this video, just briefly, I just want to say that there were really only 2 motions that I'm comfortable with deciding by the 2 o'clock call here. Commonwealth's motion in limine of intent to obtain Corey. I don't know if I already allowed that, but that's allowed. And the
she allowed that one already.
Motion in limine, Jim, I think this is 317. Commonwealth's motion in limine to prohibit reference to any federal investigations conducted by the U.S. Attorney's Office or FBI. So that will come into evidence the way that it typically does here in Massachusetts. You can question as to a date where the statement was made under oath, and we can discuss it as it gets closer in more detail. So the other motions are under advisement. We'll talk about that when we come back to sort of housekeeping matters at the end of the day. So do you have that video all pulled up, Mr. Lally, for me to see?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay.
And, Your Honor, for the record, it's a little bit lengthy as far as the entirety of the video. The portion that I would be submitting to the court is from 7 minutes and 4 seconds until 9 minutes and 55 seconds.
All right, this is that video.
Can we? Thank you.
So we locked up the house. The back door, we just did the lock.
Okay. Can you explain to me what the process is right now?
Absolutely. So you're going to be booked just like last time. go through the same process. It's going to be a little less time consuming because we're not going to do major case prints because we did those last time. Once you're booked and you go through this portion of it, we'll let you make a phone call just like last time. We'll make a phone call. Your parents will be able to bring you whatever other additional need, things that you need.
Yeah.
And then tomorrow morning, you'll go and be arraigned at Norfolk Superior Court on the charges that were. I'm sure you'll go over the charges again with you on the warrant.
But I'm on bail, so how can I be spending the night here again?
All right, so I'll explain that portion to you, as long as it's not going to interfere with you. Are you ready to go?
Yeah, I'm just waiting for Ram to.
Okay. So initially, your arrest was on probable cause out of the district court. Okay. So the charges that you were arrested on initially were out of district court, out of Stoughton District. That's where the arraignment was. It was district level charges. Today, grand jury indicted you on these charges, which is second-degree murder, vehicular homicide, and leaving the scene of a death. Okay, so those are the charges that grand jury indicted you on. So now you're being charged and will be arraigned in Superior Court, Norfolk County Superior Court in Devon. Okay.
So bail doesn't apply anymore?
Typically, I'm not, so we don't set the bail, but typically once murder comes into play, people don't get bailed out.
So it's not manslaughter anymore, is that the difference?
That's correct. It's a higher degree of taking a life. Okay, so that's the charges that you're being charged with now, and you were indicted by grand jury.
Okay, you're aware he was beaten up by Brian O'Connell Albert. I mean, we're all in on the same joke, right? My taillight was cracked and John was pulverized.
Okay, you need to abide by the rights that were afforded to you. Okay, so you can talk if you want. If you want to tell us what happened, that's fine. We'll listen, but you were ready to do your rights, okay? And I'm sure he's going to do it again. All right. If you want to talk to us, you want to give us a story, definitely. But we'll take it.
No, I mean, I know you already know the story, so I don't need to.
All right. How long is the entire tape?
So that is Trooper Pai, who was the arresting officer from the barracks. So it goes, I believe, at least 90 minutes or so.
All right. Do you have the entire, we're not playing it now, but do you have the entire video? All right. I would like it marked for identification.
Sure.
I'd also like a copy of it so I can view the whole entire thing, put it all in context. I never like to see just sections.
Sure.
Can I get that for the weekend as well?
Oh, absolutely. And for the record, as far as I think a lot of that sort of preliminary stuff was more meant as context for the court. You know, there's certain discussions about court procedure and things that I don't think should be put in front of the jury.
All right, so that was my concern as well. Okay, so it's something I'll watch a few times, and the whole thing as well. Okay. All right, thank you.
Thank you, Your Honor.
For identification. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
All right. Okay, so housekeeping matters. A few things that I still need, as you know, before we have the jury here on Tuesday. I need a statement of the case. I know you have a short statement of the case in your proposed supplemental questionnaire. I think it needs to be more than that. So before you leave today, I'd like you all to agree on a joint statement of the case. I need witness lists. If the witnesses are going to be called, I have to read their names, as you know, to the jury on Tuesday morning. Once we get a jury, and I know none of us knows how long that might take, how long will it take to put in the Commonwealth's case? You can tell me with DNA and without DNA.
So with that piece of DNA, I don't think that's going to add much more than you know, an hour or two at the most. But best guess given the schedule as outlined previously by the court, I'd say probably at least 4 weeks. My hope is there are some witnesses on the Commonwealth's witness list who are essentially testifying just in regard to administrative things, as far as, work in an establishment. This is a true and accurate copy of a surveillance video from said establishment.
Have you had preliminary discussions about whether there would be stipulations to authenticity like that?
No, but I plan to before Tuesday.
Okay. And you'll do that, Ms. Giannetti? You'll have these conversations before Tuesday?
I'm completely open to that.
Okay. So with the Commonwealth's case going 4 weeks, how long does the defense think their case will go?
With the schedule that the court has outlined, we're estimating about 2 weeks, Judge.
Okay. All right. I need to tell the jurors how long it will take. So if you say 6 weeks, I'm going to tell them 7, which will make it longer for us to get a jury. But
right, understood. And then there's also the X factor of how long it takes to get a jury. Right?
Oh, exactly. No, I'm going to tell them once we get a jury, it will be 7 weeks, give or take.
And just while we're on this subject, Your Honor, does the court have any idea in terms of the availability of jurors every day of the week? We
don't have jurors on Fridays.
No jurors on Fridays?
No, and it gets progressively lower as the week goes on. But we've got jurors, once we start, the trial that is impaneling has priority over all other trials. So once we start, and I expect that we'll start on Tuesday, we'll do that. So there's a couple of things about the voir dire of the jurors. So we will do the voir dire, the individual voir dire of jurors over here at sidebar. And only one lawyer from each side is permitted to ask the questions of the jurors. I think I'll probably be able to give you 5 minutes or so for each witness, no more. And I'd like to talk to you all at sidebar now about your joint proposal of the questionnaire. This is something that is not public. It won't be made public until after it's decided upon and after it is presented to the jurors and they've filled it out. So a blank copy will be available then pursuant to what the law is. So why don't I see counsel at sidebar?
Is this saved, Your Honor?
Excuse me? Yes, thank you.
So she originally said Tuesdays and Thursdays would be half days, and Monday, Wednesday, and Friday would be full days. So now she's saying no jurors on Fridays, or is that just for? Because that was my first notes that I had from the first time she talked about it. Tuesdays and Thursdays would be half days. And Monday, Wednesday, and I thought Friday would be full days. So now Monday and Wednesday full days, and Tuesday and Thursday half days. Is that right? Or for just jury selection? I don't know. I was typing and missed it. It was only about jury selection. Okay. It's not No Pants Friday. It's No Jury Fridays. Two very different things. I don't have a jury pool on Friday. I was only half listening because I was typing. The beeping sound is it's something on their end, their feed. I think it's going to take a while to get a jury, too. I do. I doubt they are going to have any kind of streaming during that. Most places don't. Meaning if they have not impaneled the jurors by Friday, there will be none to choose from until the next Monday. Brandy the typer. Per my last email. How long did it take? About a week, right? How are you going to juggle Dumbbell and Karen Reed at the same time? Well, my plan is we're going to do Karen Reed live because it starts early. And then in the evenings, we're going to do the Chad Dumbbell highlights. Because there are some things that, like, a lot of the information, you know, will be things that we've heard before from the first trial. But then, you know, like, we're going to hear his children testify, which will be very interesting. Oh, look who decided to join us. Oh, let me move my leg. There we go. Look at little Lucy girl. $6 days for Dumbbell picking a jury. That's what I thought, because they did it for the full week and then that next Monday, right? And then they started opening statements on that Wednesday. Whoa, there's that zoom. I don't know if the zoom button on his camera is just really sensitive or if he just gets overly excited or if maybe like it's an artistic choice. That could be a possibility too. I don't know, but it's some intense zoom situations with this guy. I was going to tell hubby I'll see him on the weekends for the next 6 to 8 weeks. Oh no. It's going to be a long couple of months. Oh, yeah, let me look. Oh, 46. We need 46 people, 46 subs to hit 18,000. Kind of cool. I need him to get it together when trial starts. He zoomed in on her phone last week when she was texting. Which, look, I'm nosy, you know, so I'm okay with it. But, like, in normal situations. But with this case, man, everybody gets all bent out of shape about everything. Jenny C, thank you for the super chat. Thank you, thank you. Oh gosh, summer's gonna be over. I'm gonna miss all my beach time. Summer's gonna be over by the time. It's okay. It's okay. I'm here for you. I'm here for you. I worked all last summer. Like, I didn't hardly get any time outside. And so I was like, this summer it's going to be different. But no, it doesn't look like it. It looks like we're going to be right here. If I had good internet on the beach, I would be streaming from the beach every single day. Yeah, we're going to be here. This is where we live now. Tommy Conley says they're talking about, did anyone hear the trooper Miranda rights her before she said anything? Ooh, I just got an update about Tommy. From Nevada Department of Corrections. Let me see what it is. Let me see what it is. Tommy update incoming. Let me log in. Nevada. Oh, Tommy. Oh, Tommy. Let's see. He has been moved from Clark County Detention Center to High Desert State Prison. High Desert State Prison. His forever home. I'm going home. See if I can find his... Let me see if they've done a new... I was about to say profile picture. It's not a profile picture, it's a mugshot. Two different things. Nope, it's still the old one. Inactive. I want the new one. Old Tommy. I want the new one. Let's see if I can find it on another one. See, they have, right now, this is the same one. They haven't updated to a new one. I'm gonna keep looking though. I'm gonna keep looking. Let's do a poll while I'm looking for Thami's mugshot. We're going to do a poll. If you have already made up your mind about Karen Reed's guilt or innocence, if you have made up your mind, would evidence presented at trial would evidence presented at trial that goes against your theory be able to change your mind? Yes or no? All of them have his old mugshot. I'm going to check again. Sometimes it takes them a little bit of time to get it in there. I want to see his new one. We'll have to check it again. Oh, Thami. You forgot to put no theory for the undecided. Well, this one specifically, this question specifically for the people who have made up their mind. Who is Thami? Thami is Thomas Randolph. He is known as the widower. He has 6 former wives, 4 of which are dead. He has gone through 3 murder trials for the deaths of 2 of those wives. I'll take that poll under advisement. I'll take it under advisement. That's going to be my new answer to everything. I'll take it under advisement. Thami. Starter Villain says, I know zero about this case, so I'm going in without any type of bias. I am so curious to... There's no possible way I can go in ignoring the months of researching this and going through it. There's no way you can strike that from the record in my mind. But I am so curious to see people who watch this who haven't seen anything and what you make of the evidence as it's presented. Like what, because all it, you know, it's based on what's allowed to be presented, what's not. Be really interesting. Per my last email, I will take it under advisement. Per my last email. Listening to Yannetti give his third-party culprit evidence, I don't think that the Commonwealth will have any evidence to disprove the grand jury information and FBI evidence. Yeah, it's really interesting. It's going to be really interesting to see what comes out because, you know, when Lally got up there, he said that was a, what do you call it, a fanciful story or something like that, I think is how he worded it. So it will be interesting to see... what they say. Sandra Oliver says, Brandy, you already made up your mind. Nope, you have not. You have not heard me. You have not heard me one time say that I have made up my mind or what I think happened. There are only two people in this world who I've told my theory of what happens to. My theory of what I think happened. There's only two people in this world that I've told it to. And I have never once said that I've made up my mind. What I have made up my mind on is that the investigation is BS. There are a lot of problems. There are questions that need to be answered, and there's reasonable doubt. Other than that, there's that beeping again.
All right, so is that everything regarding housekeeping, logistics, things like that?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay. All right. So we'll see you on Tuesday morning. All right. Just so we're clear, there's nothing else logistically or jury impanelment, right? We're good?
I believe so, Your Honor, yes.
Okay. Thank you very much. All right. Thank you. So we'll see everybody Tuesday morning. So I need to see. Is there a Zoom off?
Goodbye.
I have specifically not said my theory to anybody because this case is so, like, people take this so serious. And because I'm doing the podcast because I'm doing the podcast on it, and I go to great lengths to make sure that both sides are presented in the podcast. And I have, you know, clips of Lally explaining things. I have clips of the defense explaining things. You know, I make sure that both sides are told. And because of that, I have consciously decided not to tell anybody my thoughts on it, because I want to present.
I couldn't really tell if like we're supposed to.
I want to present both sides without my my theories coming out. Will you ever tell us what you think when it's over? It's funny, though, because everybody who thinks that they know what I think has been wrong. Ace Trades, don't be a jerk. This isn't that kind of chat. Get it together or you're out. We don't do that nonsense here. If you're going to be in here, you're going to act like you got some common sense. Don't be a jerk. Love me some block button. Don't come in here with that mess. The only things that she ruled on were the whatever she said about the federal investigation stuff coming in, that if it, you can question about like the date that things were said and when, you know, when statements were made and if it was under oath and things like that. But they'll talk about things later in detail for that. And then the other thing was, oh, that's loud and obnoxious. And then the other thing was, what was the other thing? I don't even remember. What was the other thing? It was something that was already, that had already been decided. What was it? I don't even remember. I want to listen to that video one more time. And hear exactly what she says. I'm going to pull it up. Let me catch up on chat real quick. Bo P says, I believe she is innocent in being framed, but willing to have an open mind during trial and after facts come out and make an honest decision. I love that. I love that. I think that it's, I think as long as everybody goes into this with an open mind, you know, we all just want the facts. Well, we all should just want the facts. Oh, the trolls are going to be, this is going to be so fun. So fun. Am I caught up? I'm just now seeing some of these comments. Lucy knows, but she'll never tell. She'll never tell. All right. I want to see that or hear that video again. I want to hear exactly what's said.
You'll make a phone call. Your parents will be able to bring you whatever other additional need, things that you need.
Yeah.
And then tomorrow morning, you'll go and be arraigned at Norfolk Superior Court on the charges that were. I'm sure you'll go over the charges again with you on the warrant.
But I'm on bail, so how can I be spending the night here again?
All right, so I'll explain that portion to you. As long as it's not going to interfere with you. Are you ready to go?
Yeah, I'm just waiting for Ramsey.
Okay. So initially, your arrest was on probable cause out of the district court. Okay. So the charges that you were arrested on initially were out of district court, out of Stoughton District. That's where the arraignment was. It was district level charges. Today, grand jury indicted you on these charges, which is second-degree murder, vehicular homicide, and leaving the scene of a death. Okay, so those are the charges that grand jury indicted you on. So now you're being charged and will be arraigned in Superior Court, Norfolk County Superior Court in Devon. Okay.
So bail doesn't apply anymore?
Typically, I'm not, so we don't set the bail. But typically, once murder comes into play, people don't get bailed out.
So it's not manslaughter anymore, is that the difference?
That's correct. It's a higher degree of taking a life. Okay, so that's the charges that you're being charged with now. And you were indicted by grand jury.
Okay, you're aware he was beaten up by Brian and Colin Albert.
So she said you're aware that he was beaten up. I want to get this exactly right. You're aware he was beaten up by Brian and Colin Albert. Hold on, I want to make sure. I'm typing it out because I want to make sure we get the exact right.
And you were indicted by grand jury.
Okay, you're aware he was beaten up by Brian and Colin Albert. I mean, we're all in on the same joke, right? My taillight was cracked and John was pulverized.
Okay,
She said you're all in on the same joke, right? You're all in on the same joke, right? My taillight is cracked and John is pulverized. I'll make sure that I'm typing it exactly.
Beaten up by Brian and Colin Albert. I mean, we're all in on the same joke, right? My taillight was cracked and John was pulverized.
Okay, you need to abide by the rights that were afforded to you. Okay, so you can talk if you want. If you want to tell us what happened, that's fine. We'll listen, but you were ready to use your rights, okay? And I'm sure he's going to do it again. All right. If you want to talk to us, you want to give us a story, definitely. We'll take it.
No, I don't. I mean, I know you already know the story, so I don't need to.
All right.
And then she said, I know you already know the story. So Lally misquoted her because Lally said that she said something about how how do you say it? That they pushed his head into her taillight or something. And that's not what she said. She said, you're aware that he was beaten up by Brian and Colin Albert. You're all in on the same joke, right? My tail is cracked and John is pulverized. So that is totally different than what I thought she was going to say. Or what Lally said she was going to say. Jen, thank you so much. A woman's strength knows no bounds. Thank you so much. Keep being a freak in the spreadsheets. Queen, thank you to mods for blocking the trolls. Thank you. I appreciate it. Tina, thank you so much. Help me understand. The judge decided nothing at 2. I know, right? The one that was already decided. And then that was it. But we did get to see the video that, but that wasn't what Lally said, which is actually totally different because, it was a very different meaning when it was however he worded it about smashing his head into a taillight, that she witnessed them smashing the head into a taillight, or however he worded it. That's totally different. But, oh well. Bo P says, I love your covers, but the fact that you can't finish a sentence is annoying. You know what? Blame ADHD. We're all annoyed. You should see me when I'm unmedicated, Brandy. It's 10 times worse. Thanks for your support. Which is stronger, taillight or skull bone? I guess it depends on other factors. Yeah, it sounded like she said we're all in the same joke, right? Or you're all. Did she say we're all or you're all? It's kind of hard to hear, but it sounded much worse the way he characterized it. Because the way he said it, I was thinking, yeah, that doesn't sound good. Because if she's saying that she witnessed that, because he even said she doesn't say anything after that about why she left after that or something like that. So the way that he worded that was very misleading. So I'm glad that we got to hear it. Because if it's not admissible, at least now we know what it says instead of having to go by a misquoted explanation of it. Let's see. Yeah, defense said that they don't have a problem with the audio. They just don't want the video of her in cuffs, etc. Yeah, that perp walk, you know, the prejudicial value or prejudicial issues with the perp walk. I feel like that video hurts the prosecution. Yeah, I mean, because it kind of goes with what they're saying anyway. I thought she said you're all in, not we're all in on the same joke. It sounded to me like you're all in, but it's hard to tell because it's kind of muffled a little bit. So, and see, my girl Angie says, I thought she said we. I could hear it either way. Polycarbonate taillight is not going to shatter by hitting any part of a human body at 24 miles an hour. I mean, those things are strong. You know? If you think it's annoying to you, you should try having ADHD and having to live with it. It's miserable, isn't it? You know what? I'll say this. I have been very open about my struggles with ADHD and how difficult it makes things. And, you know, I love that people that also struggle with it have, like, in chat have been like, you know, yes, I understand, you know, what you're going through. I understand how you're feeling. And it has become a place where we can all kind of relate to the difficulties that come from that. Because it does make life difficult. And when I was doing treatment and couldn't take my medicine, it was 10 times worse. So it is a struggle, but I love that we can all, not all of us relate, but the ones of us who have to deal with it can relate. Taillight, oh yeah, taillight's thick plastic, doesn't smash into millions of pieces. That'll be interesting to hear how they explain some of that too. I'm interested to hear their experts talk about that. DA and judge keep kicking the can down the road. So much of this should have been decided long before today. How do you prepare for a case without knowing the motions rulings? Yeah, and you know, it's crazy how many they had right here before trial starts, you know, kind of waiting until literally the last day before trial starts. So to do all this, it's crazy. Taillight wasn't pulverized. Yeah, I think she said that my taillight is cracked and John is pulverized. See, I think she said, well, yeah, I think everybody's hearing a little bit different. I could see it being either. It's hard to, you know, it's hard to tell. It's like that Murdoch clip where they replayed it where it was either I did them so bad or they did them so bad or whatever, and they were playing it in court trying to figure out what it was he said. Future said it's we. Plevin said she saw Colin hit his head on the taillight. She absolutely did not say that. No, that's not what she said at all. And I saw that because isn't that what Lally? Hold on, where's Lally? Let's see exactly what he said that it said, because that came from him, right? I mean, I'm not saying right, like, how did he word it? Because I think he said that they had the video of her where Law and Crime, we'll do that one. I can't remember how he worded it. Where I thought he said, where she said that she saw them do it. Saw them smash her head. I don't know. Hold on. Let's just pull it up and see. Let's just see what they said. I'm getting a little bit behind on chat because I'm trying to answer all of y'all. I'm going to pull it up though. Yeah, I want to pull it up. I'm going to see if I can find it real quick. But I'm going to try to catch up on chat first. Oh, yeah. See, all my fellow ADHD sufferers are like, yeah, I get you. Nikki, thank you so much. Brandy, you're smart, kind, beautiful, amazing, and perfect exactly how you are. We love you. They're just peanut butter and jealous. Thank you so much. I appreciate it. I appreciate it. I appreciate it. Yeah, Emmy says, I think we're versus your means the same thing contextually, though. Yeah, I mean, yeah, it's not like a huge difference. But yeah, we could listen to it again in slow mode. I'll pull it up again or rewind it. Oh, Cecilia, I have ADHD and my teen does too. It's a struggle, but man, we can do awards and yes, that is true. You're amazing. Thank you so much. Thank you. Thank you. And thank you for the super chat. I appreciate it. Thank you. Thank you. Okay, I think I caught up. All right. Let's see. Where is the... Let me pull up and see exactly what Lally said.
Of the Boston Athletic Association, President and CEO.
I will surrender her. No need to arrest her. Just call me and I'll bring her in. They ignored that and they arrested her to get her into custody. I would assert ultimately to make the arguments that Mr. Lally's making today. Astonishingly to me, after the grand jury issued indictments, based on basically no new evidence, they upcharged her and once again did not contact me, despite the fact that she was completely in compliance with the terms of her release and had made every barracks. The troopers who conducted that arrest were wearing a body-worn camera pursuant to their BWC policy with the state police. Council has a copy of the policy, council has a copy of the video, and essentially there are a number of different statements which provide sort of third, fourth, fifth, sixth, I'm not sure what number we're up to at this point, of sort of varying accounts that the defendant has provided to numerous people.
Can you give me an idea now? Do you know the substance?
So the substance of these particular
All right, here's what it is.
The defendant, Ms. Reed, continuously is told by Sergeant Buchanan to essentially stop talking. He's advised her of Miranda and advised her to stop making statements, and repeatedly states that to her during the course of her making statements. But the sum and substance of it is she says something to the effect of, you know, are you in on the joke? And then makes some sort of reference to having witnessed Brian Albert and Colin Albert essentially smashed John O'Keefe's head into the taillight, indicating that that's how her taillight was broken. Doesn't make any sort of further statements about why she would then leave the scene after that occurred or anything like that. But these are, again, different accounts that have been made in direct variance to prior statements that she made January 29th to the...
Okay, so that is what we heard, which is totally different than what was said. All right, and then y'all wanted to hear...
Definitely. We'll take it.
No, I mean, I know you already know the story, so I don't need to...
Afford it to you, okay? So you can talk if you want. If you want to tell us what happened, that's fine. We'll listen, but you can
pulverize.
Degree of taking a life. Okay, so that's the charges that you're being charged with now, and you were indicted by grand jury.
Okay, you're aware he was beaten up by Brian and Colin Albert. I mean, we're all in on the same joke, right? My taillight was cracked and John was pulverized.
Okay, you need to abide by the right.
Okay, so those are two very different statements. So, yeah, he said it's like a 90-minute video, but this was the part that he was referencing. So, I don't know. Interesting. But Judge Bev says she's going to watch the whole thing. Because I thought that was the whole reason that... I mean, that was the whole reason that she told him to get the video together and... or get the clip together and play that for... play that for her so that she could decide if it was coming in or not. So... if they had this whole break to get it together to show what he said it said, then it should have showed what he said it said. Let's see. Yeah, she said that she will watch it over and over. Yeah, she said her taillight was cracked and John was pulverized and that Colin and Brian beat up John. Cricket S says she's not fact stating, she's questioning him on what she believes happened given circumstances. But she wasn't really questioning, though, because she said, you're aware he was beaten up by Brian and Colin. And saying, you're all in on the same joke, or we're all in on the same joke, it makes it sound like... Because keep in mind, this is the time when she finds out that this has now been changed from, you know, manslaughter to second-degree murder. So I feel like it's kind of like saying, like, this is a joke, right? Like, y'all are all in on it, or like we're all in on it, or whatever. It's kind of like, this is you know, this is like, this can't be real, this is a joke, this is, we all know that this isn't what happened, I didn't murder him. That's the way it sounded to me. It's just me says, I heard we're all in. Like Brian, Albert are trying to fool them all. Yeah. This is probably the least important part of the whole day. Not a person is talking about a third missing surveillance tape. Oh, I did. I posted that too, because that part, I don't know how you can explain that. And I know that Lally said that it's motion activated for the most part, whatever the heck that means. But if it's motion activated for the most part, how was it not activated when the car pulled in? Makes no sense. It's either motion activated or it's not. But for video to be not there. And he said that he has a law enforcement witness who will testify that Berkowitz and Higgins were in there with her car for, how did he word it? Like a wild amount of time, or however it was worded. A law enforcement witness that will testify to that. I mean, that's a big deal. That's a big deal. Get in the car. We are from the island of Misfit Toys, but with you we can be ourselves. Don't ever let anyone put you down because we are your tribe. Thank you so much. Thank you, thank you. I appreciate it. I like our little misfit tribe. I love it. Love it. I think the defense is okay with it coming in, just not the handcuffs. Yeah, like that, what, the perp walk or whatever. Since the medical examiner did not rule this as a homicide, how can a murder case even be brought? They can do a murder case based on other evidence, even if the medical examiner can't rule it like that. For example, like, you know, think about with Fotis Doulos and Michelle Draconis. There wasn't a body, but they, you know, and they didn't allow for the medical examiner to say, the medical examiner said that, you know, based on the amount of blood, that the injuries were probably not sustainable. Harmony, Montgomery, like, you know, there are situations where you don't have to have the medical examiner to say this was a homicide, and other evidence can still bring the murder case. But it is interesting that with it being undecided or undetermined, not undetermined, with it being undetermined, that they can't that they don't want that in. I think that that's something that, in my opinion, that the jury should need to know, because that's part of the full picture. And I feel like the jury needs to know the full picture so that they can make the best decision on, you know, what they think as far as guilt. The phone thing has to be going to delete your phone or destroy your phone. That is I don't understand it. Breaking SIM card, changing service company, and got a new phone. That doesn't look good. And having the number erased off of the police report. That's weird. You can't tell me that's not a red flag. And I'm not saying that that's a sole piece of evidence that shows guilt or innocence one way or the other for anybody involved, but I'm saying that's a red flag. That's like neon red. But what do I know? Charmaine Fugate, thank you so much for the super chat. I can't even lie. In my personal life, 99.9% of the time, let alone tell a lie on national TV when it's going to show the world I can't be trusted. Yeah. Mixing up information is one thing, or getting something, you know, something mixed up is one thing, but misleading or lying is totally different, because it destroys credibility. Thank you for the super chat. Thank you. Lady Gray says, I think if people were honest with themselves today, creates more doubt. I mean, yeah, I definitely see reasonable doubt. Hair sample after 2 years will finally be ready on the day of trial. Nothing's... Yeah, that's another thing that I think is a red flag. I mean, after 2 years. And they made a good point today, too, that it sat there. This isn't like 2 years of testing. It sat there, you know, for, what, a year before it was ever even touched. And now it's going to be ready the day of trial? Natalie O says, maybe she meant you were about to tell us a juicy bit of info and got sidetracked. Maybe she didn't mean it the way I said. Oh, I was? Look, I get sidetracked all the time. So if I was about to say something, y'all got to remind me. I get sidetracked. Aaron Morgan says, them wanting to exclude the medical examiner report shows they aren't confident in their case. Yeah. It's like we were saying with the Chad Doerman example. It's like if you're super confident, if there's so much evidence and you're super confident, then you don't have to worry about certain things like that, I think, in my personal opinion. Deleting your phone or breaking it means you're getting rid of evidence. Yeah, what was that trial we just watched? With Robin Howington, where she was in the hospital and she tried to get that one lady to take her phone and she wouldn't. And so then she's like running it underwater or dipping it in the toilet or whatever she did. We don't want to know. And then they said that the phone was even like, you could tell where it was kind of slightly bent inside where she was trying to break it because she wanted to get rid of that evidence. So I think that normally what we're used to seeing is that those kinds of things happen when you are trying to hide something. So even if it was totally innocent, automatically it raises doubt, like, well, why are you doing that? It's hard not to look at that like, why? What you got going on? Why you got to break your SIM card and get a new phone and get your number erased off the police report? But I don't know. Oh, yeah, Lala kind of mischaracterized that too. He said it was the defense's fault when it wasn't. Yeah. What did they say? $21,000 to have somebody sit in on the testing at Bodie Labs? That's crazy. That's a whole heap of money. Note to self, thank you so much. Thank you. I love you too. Thank you for the super chat. Thank you. Somebody's hammering. Thank you, I appreciate it. Yeah, look. It could be, look, I do get distracted. That's what I'm saying. I get it. I'm sure it is annoying. Isn't that how we ended up going on the field trip to the zoo that day? Because I was unmedicated, Brandy, and couldn't focus on anything, and we ended up pulling up live panda videos. That's how I became obsessed with pandas. Unmedicated Brandy. Okay, I think I'm caught up on chat now. Brings back memories of the drilling days. The drilling days lasted so long. So long. It was crazy. It was like the construction that never ended. 21. We need 21 subscribers to hit 18,000. DB says, I personally can't wait to see her in cuffs. So, DB, did you do our poll? If you are convinced that she's guilty, if there is evidence that goes against that comes out in trial, would you be open to changing your mind? Oh, yeah, the field trip to La Vila was fun, too. And the kangaroo. It was a fun day. Natalie, thank you so much for the super chat. Thank you. It seems like yesterday we hit 15. It does seem like, I mean, it's gone fast. It's so cool. We're just a-growing. Our little family is just a-growing. Regina Crawford, thank you for the super chat. Thank you, thank you. Y'all are so funny. True Crime Rich says there will be plenty of different opinions in this case. Yeah, and all opinions are welcome. I just want everybody with all of their different opinions to go into it with an open mind. Junkman, hey, just finished part 1, skipping to live. You got the best audio. Thank you. I do my little behind the scenes magic to make it better. Tosh says, I don't get how she can be guilty if his injuries are not consistent with being hit by a car. So how did she do it? I want to hear the whole thing. Lally says that the report says that his injuries are not consistent with being hit by a car, that it's talking about his head injuries. So I want to hear what I would love to see exactly what it says and see, but that's the thing too, is like, that's what Lally says. And then we just heard him misrepresent a couple other things. So now it's like, you can't really trust what he says, you know, like you have to kind of wait and see what's actually said. Get in the car. Remember, for 2 whole months. Happy anniversary. Thank you, Brandy. I've loved the 2 months. Thank you so much. Thank you. Thank you. Happy anniversary. Happy anniversary. Pillows, Mom. Choo choo. Choo choo to the zoo. The zoo stream was fun. The zoo stream was a lot of fun. Thank you for the super chat. The zoo stream was fun. We had a good time. We had a good time. What about those in the house Googling how long it takes for someone to die in the cold? Yeah, they're, you know, with them saying that that he wants to have a demonstration on how that could have happened at a different time. I'm curious to see what they make of that, because the coder that I talked to, the programmers that I talked to, multiple of them were saying that's not how it works. Like it you know, it wouldn't. There's no possible way for it to have shown up at 2:27 if it was hours later. So it'll be interesting to hear. And those are not the Celebrite, you know, people. The Celebrite ones who get the information, that was from the ones who write the code on how the information is written. So it'll be interesting. Well, Child, thank you so much for the super chat. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. I'm new to this case. What's the main issue that causes so many different opinions in a nutshell? There are so many. There are so many. The investigation was terrible, and there are so many. There's so many issues. Mildred, thank you so much. I love Brandy the Moses. Thank you so much for the super chat. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you, thank you. Crystal says the cops were standing right there asking if his injuries were due to a fight I wonder why the Emmy put in there that they aren't. Yeah. The only thing that they can claim is O'Keefe's head injury is from the ground or tree. There was nothing else in the vicinity. But see, in those, there was this one thing that I saw. I can't remember if it was a report somewhere or, it was something from the official documents. It wasn't just some random tweet. You know, I don't go by those. But somewhere in one of the reports somewhere, I found where they had given the location where they believed, based on the dash cam video of where his body was. And I pulled up the Google Street, thing and was looking around thinking, okay, well, maybe because I thought, okay, well, maybe he hit his head on the fire hydrant because they said he was by a fire hydrant. But where they said he was based on the dash cam was not close enough for that to have happened. So there was nothing in that area, so that I don't know what I don't know where that could have come from. The feed of the court it's over. I just have it paused because we were rewatching parts of it. It's over. It's over. It was a very poor investigation. Christy says, Brandy, I'm a programmer and can confirm you got the most accurate information. Thank you. I have loved that all the programmers that watched that video have said, yes, this is how it works. This is, and I confirmed it with others before I posted. I didn't just go by the one main guy that I talked to. I confirmed it with others, but then having people that have watched it and say, yes, this is how it works. I've liked that. And the people who didn't believe that that's how it worked wanted the name of the programmer that I talked to so that they could go after him instead of finding their own experts and people who do this. They didn't want to attack the information. They wanted to attack the programmer. And I was like, no, I ain't gonna let y'all do that to an innocent person who has nothing to do with this trial. Nothing to do with this trial. Thank you so much, everyone. I really appreciate everyone. It's hard for me to type names on my phone. I'm Southern, and I feel like I should offer everyone refreshments. Isn't that hilarious? That's the most Southern thing ever. Just like everybody that comes in, you got to feed them and give them drinks and all that stuff. So funny. So funny. Gracious alive. I love the faces of some of the gallery today when new facts started coming out. Yeah. I missed how court ended. What did the judge say? She said she'll be back with her rulings on Tuesday. Yeah, I mean, court starts Tuesday, jury selection starts Tuesday. So she will release, whatever decision she makes between now and then, she'll put them in the docket, and then I guess everything else, it'll kind of be as it comes. I do have Cash App and Venmo. I don't know. I know everybody keeps telling me I need to put them on there. I think, I used to... I don't know. I have them somewhere. They used to be on the description for the video, right? I used to have them on there. I don't know if they still are. Everybody tells me I need to put it on there, but I will. I will. Bob Cousin says, also a coder for 30 years. Agree with the others. Good. I'd love to hear that. I love to hear that. It's just me. Get to 5 memberships. Thank you so much. It's just me. Bob Cousins, Carlene, Laura Felix, the Tommy Bernard podcast. Where's the other one? Oh, Megan. We're all good to memberships by It's Just Me. Thank you so much. Thank you. Will jury selection be televised? Probably not. No. It's usually not. It's very rare that it is. We're going to do, Pippi Longstocks, we're going to do the highlights of Dumbbell in the evenings, but we won't do the whole trial. Oh, on my YouTube channel page. Oh, actually, I think I have it on, there was something else I put it. Oh, I put it on 13th. What did I put it on? Oh, 13thjurorpodcast.com. There's like a support the podcast or something button on there, and it has them all. I knew I had it somewhere. I don't ever promote it. I need to reinstate my Cash App. They're the only ones who don't take a cut. I know. That's why everybody keeps telling me make sure I do it. Am I interviewing anywhere over the weekend? I'm doing an interview with Dr. Kinsey. I've finally got my stuff situated. So I'm doing my interview with Dr. Kinsey about the injuries on Sunday. And then I have an interview with Law and Crime, I think, on Monday. So busy. But that's what I got going on right now, I think. Anne gifted 5 memberships. Thank you so much, Anne. Danielle Alexander, Donovan, I might say it wrong. Aleda Barrigan. I hope I didn't say it wrong. I'm sorry if I did. Becca Good, Lynn03 were all gifted memberships by our very own Anne. Thank you so much. Thank you. Thank you. Venmo and Cash App under video description. Okay. I see it's a copy and paste thing for most of it, so I couldn't remember if it was there or not. Thank you. Is Karen Reed out on bond? Yes, she is. Do I have my cork ready? Oh, I do. 13 more. When do you think we can see your interview with Dr. Kinsey? I will probably, I'll probably release it right after I release the next episode of the podcast. So, which will probably be Monday. I've been doing it on Sunday, but I need an extra day this time. There's a lot to go over. So I think I'm going to try to do it Monday. Allie, thank you for the super chat. I heard my taillight was cracked and just was pulverized, like she stutters rather than John was. Just me. I heard John, but it could be. It could be. Luna's Mom 24, welcome to the family. Welcome, welcome. Welcome, welcome. Thank you for joining us. Okay, I'm caught up. I wanted to make sure I try to read as much as I can of all this stuff, but I do miss a lot, and I do try. It's hard to read everything while still doing all the things. So I do miss some, and I apologize for that, but I do try. I do try. All right, so that's all we got today. I am going to sign off, take a little break, and then work on the next episode of the podcast. We got a lot to do. She said John was polarized. That's what I thought I heard. I'll take I'll make clips of it too and post them so people can listen and find it to hear what you think or what you hear, you know, without having to kind of go dig for it. Go to the beach. Oh, that's a good idea, actually. I haven't had a chance to get out there lately. Time for roasted cheese. All right. So thank you to our mods. Thank you. Thank you. I know this is a lot. It's a lot. Monday plan. Okay, Monday plan was going to be starting Chad Dumbbell a little bit later and speed trialing like we did yesterday. However, the time is going to be TBD because I have to do my law and crime interview sometime, and I'm not positive when yet. So, and I need to finish the podcast episode. So we may start later than normal Monday. So I'm not really sure yet, but I will, as soon as I get the schedule figured out, I will, I'll post it and let y'all know. But there was no court today, of course, for Dumbbell, but they do have court on Monday. So we will, and if for some reason we don't get to watch it Monday, Tuesday starts jury selection for Karen Reed, but we're not going to be able to, watch it or anything. Oh, Laura just sent me a Venmo. Thank you, Laura. Thank you so much, Laura. Oh, see, I do have my Venmo. Laura said, I would rather send you money here and not have YouTube take 30%. Love all your videos, podcasts. Thank you so much. Thank you, Laura. I appreciate it. Thank you. Thank you. I appreciate y'all. I'm just wanting to see Dumbbell's kids testify. I do too. I want to see them testify. I'm so curious about what they have to say. Especially with the kids being found on their property and the, you know, the stuff with them reopening the investigation into their mom's death. Like it's just, it's crazy to me. So I'm really interested to see what they have to say about it. That'll be, didn't I say that 3 out of 4 of them are going to be testifying, I think. So, very interesting. Venmo, yes, I got the Venmo. Thank you so much. Thank you. I appreciate it. All right. Y'all are the best. I love our chat. I love our people. Y'all are amazing. Thank you for... Oh, there's 5 kids. So maybe they said 4 out of 5. I can't remember. It's a hard thing to reconcile. I can imagine, and I can't imagine. It's hard to even put myself in that headspace or that situation to, you know, that would be so hard. So, we will listen to them, and just whatever they say, we will listen with empathy and compassion, because they are innocent in this, and I would imagine it is very difficult to have lost your mom so tragically, and then the one parent that you have left to not want to believe that they would be capable of something so terrible. So whatever they say and whatever they believe, we will listen with compassion, because, you know, that's what we do. That's what we do. All right, y'all. I appreciate everything. Have a great weekend. I will update you on the plan for Monday as soon as I get it figured out, and let you know about a time and all that. So I love you all. Thank you for everything. 80s is kicking everybody out so we can start cleaning. All right, I will see y'all on Monday.
I gotta go. I can't stick around here forever.
It was wonderful. Everybody behaved. Everybody's always so nice to me.
Just love your channel and
Goodbye, good people. Now, how the heck do I get out of here?